also her close friend, and she said there were a circle of them who were very aware. The angels are obviously giving them messages, and we're looking forward to a time where we can exchange information as the angelic realm has released it. Now, talking about that splattering of blood, Isaiah 63, verse 3, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. So that's a direct reference.
And the cross is coming down?
The cross is coming down, the end of religion. Religion is Lucifer's construct, fear and terror, control, and money. It's all about money and control. So cross is falling over. There will be no religion. I know Christians are hanging in there to hold on to. No, sorry, it's all going. It was never about religion. It's all about the only. If you want to call it a religion, you've always said it will be a church of truth. It's all about truth, and so that's good news. So it's all happening here in Australia. Now, Brian, of course, has mentioned the Isaiah prophecy many times in the past, and of course he's suffered a great deal of abuse, which confirms the rejection prophecy of the Psalms, where the capstone is rejected. Psalm 118 verse 2, the stone which the builders refused is become the headstone of the corner. It's actually the head of the pyramid. Now we've had the threat of war with Iran, stopped by the Icelandic volcano, which grounded all aircraft. We've had the Gulf disaster, stopped by the magnetic and solar flares, disrupting HAARP. And we have the solar eclipse of July, which pinpoints Elizabeth, of course, as the one at the top of the heap. We have the HAARP Haiti 7 magnitude on the Richter scale, where 300,000 people died, followed by the 100 times more powerful Christchurch earthquake just recently, and but there were no deaths. Never in history has a quake hit a city of such magnitude and only destroyed the buildings without any deaths. Now, the big question is, when will the world wake up? December 21st, 2012. How many will be left to wake up?
That's a surprise.
Now, Yahweh, of course, has been asked about Alex Jones. You need to, all of you out there who are watching our vids, you are truth seekers. Alex Jones is part of the Jesuit bullshit. He's had many thousands of emails sent to him. He has absolutely no excuse. He may talk, he may pick up on information, he may steal information and sound like he's talking about God, but he's not mentioning Yahweh's name. Why isn't he on the phone to interview us? It's because he is part of the controlled opposition.
Hegelian dialectic.
The Hegelian dialectic. And yes, he does talk on and rave on about many subjects endlessly. Yes, he sounds good, but at the end of the day, he's not walking in the truth. He won't be around much longer. He's one that will be on the list of out of here. And all those who truthers call themselves truthers, if they're not talking about Yahweh, we've told you this before, they're not walking in the truth. Now, Yahweh, of course, has watched the Bohemian Grove expose by Alex, where he and a film crew were supposed to sneak in and film the carry-on of world leaders worshipping Moloch. It was an hour infiltration, yet the trees, in the trees, the crescent moon is seen through the trees. Then after editing the video, it shows a moon days later. So what it means is that he was there for several days in the grove to make the video. Now the Hegelian method in full swing controls both sides of controversial subject and make it it's made to appear that he is a good guy and flood the earth with what they want you to believe. It was last night's doco, wasn't it? Professor Walter J. Veith, the South African, who showed the picture of them laying wreaths at the grave of Hegelian Hegel, wasn't it?
Hegel.
And the other guy, German guy, somebody else. But they honour and worship those guys even though they're dead. Now, if Alex Jones was so smart and remotely genuine, I just said this minutes ago, he would want to talk to Yahweh, or at least talk about him. But no, he is a distraction, and he will do what the Jesuit tell him to do, or he is dead. Now, if you're wondering where the aliens are, they're here on the earth. They're the fallen angels. They're the demons. And there are all the adults out there who are fucked in the head. If the world was genuine, they, the media, churches and all people, would demand to have the Father heard. They'd demand that he would ascend to his throne. Is that happening? It's only the 144,000. Now, this is what the world has experienced, a total disregard for creation. But more than that, a total disregard for the Creator. And an all-out attempt to murder the masses. Meanwhile, your God, Yahweh, the Creator, cures AIDS, malaria, cancer, TB, VD, syphilis, gonorrhea, all those, etc. You have been given the choice, and now the reality of judgment is here. There is no escaping the judgment. It's here.
It's Yahweh or the highway?
Yeah, it's Yahweh or the highway. Look at that.
That's what your God does for you? It's called Lucifer. Fire, destruction, death. That was potentially the largest gas explosion of all time. Would have killed millions upon millions of people. And then they'd have rounded up all the dissenters and put them in the FEMA camps where you'd be guillotined or gassed.
Okay, folks. So, for all of those who have woken up and doing your best to get our videos out there again, thank you. We love the new sites, Yahweh, Science, and all the others that are popping up. And Funkle Joe wanted to say hello to you. Haven't heard from you for a while. And everybody who's being sure to spread the word continually. That's what it takes. That's what 144,000 do. And we thank you. Keep up the good work. Is that Deep Horizon oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico that was set on fire on the Queen's birthday, April 20th this year, and the beginning of potentially the worst catastrophe the world has ever seen. Potentially only. As read before, Yahweh said it would be stopped by October the 18th. And that's what the media are reporting. Going back over what it was all about, to pollute the ocean and then cause the massive gas release using HAARP to cause a quake and then split the gas release, mixing it with the air and then accidentally being ignited by the burn off of the oil on the surface. We can't stress to you enough what the potential of that would have been. Brian has said over and over, we've not witnessed anything like the explosion it would have caused. And then, of course, that solar eclipse on the 12th of July, raising the atmosphere and the ocean floor, HAARP being used to target the area on the 13th of July. However, two massive solar flares, beginning on the 10th, from the sun, foiled the transmission. But there was that 20-minute thunderstorm over Florida.